Switching our focus now to Zimbabwe, many black farmers who took over previously white-owned commercial farms there after a government-led land reform program are now struggling to operate their farms.
They must vacate those farms. They must vacate those farms. They must vacate those farms.
In 2002, President Robert Mugabe's government started implementing what was called a fast-track resettlement program, forcibly taking over white-owned farmlands and handing them to black Zimbabweans. But the new farm owners were often neither adequately experienced nor equipped to take on such large-scale agriculture. Soon, Zimbabwe's farming sector was in decline. Once described as Southern Africa's breadbasket, Zimbabwe has had periods of extreme food shortages, exacerbated by unprecedented levels of inflation. In the hope of reversing years of decline, the government has been pressing farmers to increase food production with a promise of support. But many farmers in the Southern African nation are still faced with challenges. Bloke is an independent economic analyst in Bulawayo.
The first and biggest constraint is that the majority of the new farmers have no financial resources. They don't have the capital with which to do the development on the farms that's necessary to fund the operations until the crops can be converted into money. And even where there are limited resources available from the financial sector, most of those new farmers can't access those resources because they don't have any collateral security.
In Makori, one of the large farming areas of Zimbabwe, Chiduku, a commercial farmer, says it has not been easy.
In terms of support from the government, yes, I got support of fuel, fertilizer and chemicals. But in terms of mechanization, which is the major thing, because you cannot farm without any tractors, you cannot farm without any equipment, you cannot farm without your spraying rigs. And this is what I needed most. I didn't get anything from the government. And it's been very difficult because the equipment that I use now, it's as good as dead.
Chiduku is leasing a farm of over 400 hectares and employs over 100 people, one that is not part of the land reform program. Despite numerous challenges, Zimbabwe's agriculture sector has shown signs of recovery under a unity government set up 2 years ago by Mugabe and his rival, Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai. At a farm in Goromonzi on the outskirts of Harare, workers are out harvesting potatoes. The 25-hectare farm produces mainly potatoes, maize, and other vegetables. Letitia Tamfumani runs the farm, which she acquired in 2004 through the government's land resettlement program. Tamfumani, a trained crop scientist, says she is happy with the harvest made so far.
For the first time, I've managed to do 35 hectares of maize and 3 hectares of potatoes, and I'm expecting at least an average of 8 tons of maize. And from potatoes, nothing less than 30 tons per hectare, and that is well above $50,000.
Analysts say things can improve if the government reviews current guidelines in the agriculture sector.
Those policies should be driven by what is the national economic and agricultural need, and not by the political perceptions, what is going to garner votes or nice big contributions to the party, or preserve the loyalty of various party cohorts and the like.
State media reports that Zimbabwe has secured a $300 million loan from Brazil to boost crop production with loans to farmers. Production of maize has more than tripled since 2008 to about 1.5 million tons this year, but is still below the national requirement of 2 million tons.